In the bustling town of Bodeville, two inseparable friends lived together in harmony, Pennison and Mind. They were the best of pals, always hanging out, sharing laughter, and making sure their master lived a happy life. Pennison, of course, was bit of the wild one, hardworking, eager for adventure, and always making his master proud, while Mind was the thinker, always planning and plotting, but sometimes getting lost in fantasies. Sometime later, these two friends and their master made a life-changing decision. They signed a permanent contract with a certain beautiful gardener, agreeing to dedicate the rest of their lives to working in her garden and taking very good care of it. The agreement was signed, sealed, and delivered. Life was smooth in Bodeville, especially since they and their master were devoted to tending carefully to the woman's garden. Pennison had a special connection with the garden, a cozy, familiar place where he felt loved and secured. He practically lived in the garden. He knew the territory well, and nothing made him happier than retreating and working in the embrace of the garden. One day, while the master was taking a stroll with Mind and Pennison in the neighborhood, things got a little heated in Bodeville. The master saw another beautiful garden, and boy, what a beauty it was. It was well arranged and decorated, a sight to behold. The garden's owner noticed the master, Pennison, and Mind. She immediately raised a placard that read, "Workers needed to till, prepare the land, and plant new flowers." Pennison and Mind exchanged looks. Pennison was so good at this. Blood began to rush through his veins. He was created for this. This was his lucky day. The Mind, being the dreamer he was, started fantasizing about exploring this mysterious land. "Oh, Pennison," he whispered. "Just imagine what it would be like. Just tending to this garden once won't hurt anyone." They both agreed and started walking towards the new garden owner, ready to start working immediately. In their hearts, they planned to secretly sneak away and work in the garden, believing the woman who signed the contract with them would never find out. They were both excited, and so was the new garden owner. But Pennison, although instantly energized at the thought, knew better. "Listen, Mind," he said, standing firm despite his natural inclination to dive right in and start working. "I know you are curious, but we've got a good thing going with our employer. She's safe, she's home, and most importantly, she's ours. This is an unknown gardener, though. I don't know, Mind. It's risky, and you know how furious our main gardener, our employer, can get when she's angry. I don't want to face her wrath." Mind wasn't giving in easily. "But Pennison," he argued, "think of the thrill, the excitement, just once, and we'll forget all about it. What's the harm?" Pennison was struggling. He was torn between his hunger for adventure and his loyalty to the main gardener. The tension between him and Mind was growing as Mind's fantasies became more vivid and persuasive. Pennison was almost at his breaking point, ready to give in to the temptation. But then, a thought flickered in Mind, a thought of the consequences. What if the main gardener found out? The heartbreak, the anger, the betrayal, and it didn't stop there. Mind started thinking about the risk. What if this unknown gardener carried plant diseases like powdery mildew or leaf spots that could be transferred to their main garden? What if a moment of weakness led to an unplanned consequences? That would mean a lifetime of complications and responsibilities. And what about the spiritual bond that would be created between their main gardener, this unknown gardener, and their master? A connection that would bring nothing but heartache and guilt. Mind hesitated, weighing these heavy consequences. Pennyson, he said, think about it. This isn't just a one-time thing. We could end up ruining everything. Our health, our peace, our relationship with our main gardener. Is it really worth it? Pennyson felt the weight of these words. The thought of plant diseases, unplanned consequences, and the deep emotional scars that will follow gave him a pause. He knew that once he crossed that line, there would be no going back. The thrill wasn't just worth the risk of losing everything he cherished. You are right, mind, Pennyson said, loosening his stance slightly. I can't do this. Not to her. Not to us. We've got a good thing going. I can't risk losing it just for a moment of excitement. But just as Pennyson was calming down, the unknown gardener made her move. She tried to pull him in with an enticing charm, but Pennyson dug his metaphorical heels in. No way, gardener. You are not worth the trouble. I belong with my main gardener, and that's where I'm staying. With a great effort, Pennyson and Mind ran away from the unknown gardener, far from temptation. Mind, realizing how close they had come to disaster, sighed in relief. Thanks, Pennyson, Mind said, feeling grateful. You saved us. I got carried away, but you kept us on the right track. Anytime, buddy, Pennyson replied, now calm and relaxed. We've got to stick together. And remember, it's always best to drink water from our own cistern. Trust me on that. And so Pennyson and Mind went back to their peaceful life in Vaudeville, having learned that not every adventure is worth taking, especially when you've already got the best treasure at home. Moral lesson of this story: men should drink water from their own cistern, no matter how inviting the other fountains might seem. Thank you. A word to the wise is enough. Thank you for watching and listening.